Howdy! Hey there! How are you? I'm the Beer Whisperer. Hey, I have got a Big Jamoke Porter from Marshall Brewing Company out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's about, I don't know, about 2.5 hour drive from here. And let me read from your website here while I pop this in for it. Big Jamoke is an American robust porter. Oh, holy smoke. Uh, Named for the beef. be, 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 be careful. Watch how you're pouring that. Using my mini Guinness glass here. Um, I lost my place. Named for the B-25 that brewmaster Eric Marshall's grandfather flew in World War II. A blend of 5 malts from Munich to chocolate provide a deep mahogany color. Wow. Woo, my mind is going on me tonight. Okay. For deep mahogany color and aroma of toffee and roasted coffee. On the palate, this beer is full-bodied with hints of bittersweet chocolate and toffee while finishing smooth and dry from the addition of earthy hops. Suggested pairings, brie or other earthy cheeses, ham, barbecue, smoked meats, and any bittersweet chocolate dessert, such as espresso-flavored lava cake. 6.8% ABV, 55 IBUs. Alrighty. Oh, well, what can I say? Oh, wow. I'm trying to fix my camera here, and there we go. I'm having technical difficulties. Work with me. Here we go. Yowzer. Alrighty. Didn't want to work with me. That's okay. Sometimes stuff just wants to go wrong. Hey, no, I actually sat and drank one of these a little bit earlier, and I waited about an hour before I popped another one. Because it is pretty big, 6.8%. I was having internet issues, and I wanted to look up the particulars, so I just took a picture of it and, kind of took some notes and did a small written review on it. But thought, well, yeah, now that when I was able to get the information, I wanted to go ahead and do 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 a video. Uh, wow, 6855. How about that? Yeah, it's good. It's really good, as a matter of fact. Um, a little dry, like the description says, it does have a dry, earthy quality about it. Right in the finish, you do get roasted coffee. I don't get as much toffee on the nose as they suggest, but I am getting the coffee and chocolate for sure. I do get some toffee on the palate though. A much earthier, drier finish than its English counterpart. For me, many British, traditional porters have a real syrupy mouthfeel about them. This one doesn't do that. It's got a much drier, cleaner finish, much hoppier and much earthier than its British counterpart. Is that better? Well, that's up to you. I'm just telling you what's there and how it tastes. You can decide which way you like better. Oh, wow. Very good. You know what? I was debating whether I should just drink this whole beer with you or just give you that brief description and move along. I am going to finish this with you. By golly, because I got a topic. Sometimes I talk about the beer, and sometimes we have a topic to go along with it. I've got a topic I want to discuss. Now that I've covered all that, and the topic is session. What constitutes a session? Obviously, I don't know anybody that would consider 6.8 a session. I have had people comment on Facebook groups so that they consider anything under 8% a session, but there is no way that this is a session brew. It's not intended to be a session brew. Because it is a brew, you want to take slow and easy. It shouldn't be a brew that you'd really want to session. I was talking with Ben Stang on the Beer Buzz Radio the other day, and he was saying that his brother in the beer circle he's in, he lived in Belgium for a while, and he also has done some writing on beer. The circle he's involved in considers anything over 4.5% non-session, up to 4.5 as a session ale. My friend Stuart out of England also considers that 4.5 mark. For me, it's up to 5.9. It's 6% is the cutoff for me. Um, and I do concede that you can have a viable argument to say 5.9 is too much to be a session. I think I can argue that point, but I do understand you could have a viable argument that way. But you also got to give me some ground to say, uh, I don't know how you can tell me that 4.7 isn't a session ale. I don't know how you cut it off at 4.5 because 4.7 certainly 4.9. I mean, 5%. They're 5% is certainly sessionable. So I'm not sure how you can shut that down at 4.5 and say that's my cutoff. I can't remember his name at the moment, and I apologize. And I'll correct myself later. But I posed that question on my Drinking with the Beer Whisperer page, and someone had mentioned that most Americans consider session anything they can drink a six-pack of. That's a good American definition of a session beer, what they think they can drink a session. Now, if I remember correctly, I think you pretty much agree with me at about 6%. Was the cutoff. But then again, I could say folks arguing 5.5 to 5.9 is too high to be session. I can see that argument. I'm going to stay with it, though. That's my cutoff. For me, if I'm planning on drinking more than 3 beers of one particular beer, 6% is my line. But he made a great point that most Americans would consider a session something they just buy a six-pack. Maybe they're going to a party or whatever. This is what they can drink six of. I think that's a great line. Uh, you know, um, my friend had brought me this 4.5% oyster stout. It's a good beer. It's mighty fine. Um, it is certainly something you could session, and it does have some flavor. He had mentioned that American brewers. It's a shame that they don't make more beers like this um, with a lower ABV. I don't know. I don't know if it's viable here. They're buying beers like this over here, these 16.9-ounce bottles, where most Americans are buying six packs. And the truth is, even with this amount of flavor, even if this was in a 12-ounce bottle, I don't know if Americans would buy this in a six pack for the amount of money they would have to pay for it. Again, or even as is. I mean, I don't know what that would cost in dollars, but I'm not sure what he paid for. But the truth is that I can buy a bomber of many Lagunitas or Stone products for about $4 to $5. 22-ounce bottle. I'm not sure I could justify paying $3 to $4 a bottle for a 4.5% beer when I could buy, a beer just as good, maybe even better to my palate, for $8-9 a six pack. Get a whole six pack of beers for 9 to 10, as opposed to paying 3 to 4 for one. And I think you've got to that whole thing comes into play. There's just a lot of different ways you have to look at it. Is that a fine beer? Absolutely. Would I buy it again if it was available here? Probably. But truthfully, probably more for nostalgia than actually the flavor of the beer. And then again, it would depend on the price. Now, I don't know what he had to pay for it, but I'm guessing a beer like that here is probably going to cost me at least $3 even, if it was available. Even if that particular style, because that's what most English beers are going to cost me, $3 to $4 a bottle, which is why I don't buy them, because I cannot justify it in my mind when there are so many great American craft beers that I'm getting better value for. But it is a great beer topic. It really is. I mean, session. And I'm running extremely long. I don't mean to, but I wanted to add that discussion in there. you know. Mm. I'll just finish this section here. But yeah, it is an interesting topic because here's the thing. Interesting topic. Here's the thing. There is no right answer, right? There is no real line in the sand. It is all in how you look at it. And I think for many that grew up in Europe or live there currently or have spent time there, I can see how they come up with that 4.5% number. I didn't realize till I got so much involved in some of these beer groups uh, that so many British beers were of the lower ABV. So I think it's because they've trained their taste buds that this is what's good up to a certain percentage. Um, I know when Stuart was here, he got to where at the end, he had said to me as he was going home, he was glad to be getting home to his low end beers, low ABV beers, not low end. Don't get me wrong, low ABV beers. Uh, because back home he can drink 18 a day, and he can't do that here. My response to that is, why do you want to drink 18 beers? I think for him, he likes to do a lot of videos in succession, boom, 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 boom. So I think for him, those lower ABV beers work great, where he can do a lot at one time. But especially the winter or the fall going into the winter, I like these larger beers where I'm not planning on drinking 18. I'm not even planning on drinking six. You know what I mean? I may drink. I may drink two. I may drink three. I may drink four over the period of 3 to 4 hours. It's that slow down, drink one beer an hour, relax and enjoy a beer. It's not slam. Let's catch a buzz, do as many as we can. And again, it's that different mentality. He's used to drinking a lot at one time because they are lower ABV beers. You can't. For me, I wouldn't want to drink nothing but 3.5 to 4% beers. That would make me have to pee an awful lot. I'm a man closer to 50 than I am 40. With an enlarged prostate, so drinking a lot of 3.5% drinking, trying to drink 18 4.5% beers, or even realistically, six of those, I'm going to be, I might as well stand over to potty and drink the thing, because I'm going to be standing there holding my wiener with one hand, drinking the beer with the other. I'll be doing nothing but pissing all night. So, I do like the bigger brews. This one's 6.8. Even the larger, the imperial stouts in the bourbon barrel, we're talking 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12%, because it's not about quantity, it's about the quality. You want to, I've got a couple in a big bottle. Oh, I've got one in particular, the Odell's bourbon barrel in a 750. And with a beer like that, I'm drinking one. I mean, really, that's my evening. I'll pop it at about 7. It'll take me to about 8 to drink it, and I'm done for the night. That's it. But it's a beer you want to sit and savor, and relax. And, it's just kind of the different mindset how you approach these beers. I think the people that say they don't understand the big beers aren't drinking them correctly. You can't approach it, and I think that's a lot of what he was doing is he wasn't getting a lot of flavors out of these beers because he was popping them just as fast as he would pop. Uh, he was popping them just as fast as he would pop some of these lower end beers. I mean, he popped the old Rasputin bourbon barrel brew it at 12:30 in the morning. I mean, I was already tired and ready for bed. For me, that's the beer I would have rather popped when my palate was fresh, when we can sit over about the period of an hour and split that thing and really enjoy it. By that time, we were both already had a buzz. The beer was almost wasted because your palate has to be able to recognize everything. And I'm not sure you can get everything out of a beer that complex after you've already drank for several hours. And that's just the truth. So I got a little controversial there. Hey, but again, there is no wrong answer. It's all on how you approach it. I am Tommy Beer Whisperer, and I'm going to get the heck out of here. This was this beer, the Marshall Big Jamoke Porter. It is a damn fine porter, I'll tell you what.